So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's your YouTube? Day7 Games, bringing you my third place Cyber Dragon deck profile. Now, of course, it does have the brand new card, Nashta, which, as I get into the profile, I'll explain how incredibly good that card is. So I went to my locals yesterday, last minute decided to play Cyber Dragons. I had this built, obviously, and the matchups were actually really, really tough, but they were great games. So I think game 1 was True Dracos, game 2 was Tricksters, game 3 was Altergeist, and game 4 was Lunalight Azathoth Stun, basically, so Azathoth deck. So all the games were actually really, really good. So the Draco player, I just kind of paced him, basically. The speed that my deck went with in comparison to his just kind of outdone him, and that got me the win. The Trickster game was very, very close. It was 1-1, went into time, and well, it didn't go into time, but we was just at the order of time, and was like, well, Tricksters are going to win this in time. And he went through his play, did a bit of damage. I went through my play and was able to re-establish my board with Infinity, take a monster, build off of that, do enough damage, pass back over to him, and then time was called. He didn't have enough. I think he only had like 1 or 2 cards to kind of enable the plays. Game 3 with the Altergeist, again, very, very good games. The first game, he just opened up, he won the dice roll, opened up Imperial Order, which pretty much shut down the majority of my deck. Game 2, we both kind of bricked a little bit, so he was playing very, very smartly. He was not playing a monster to allow me to use Core or Cyber Dragon, so that slowed me down quite a bit, whether he had the monsters or not. There were times where he could have put a monster on board, but it just wasn't worth it for him. And eventually, I opened up a lot quicker than he did, in the sense that I was able to deal with his back row, bring his back row out, and put it through for that one. And then game 3, basically, he settled his back row, and I was able to red reboot without him opening up a wire tap or a red reboot himself, and then that allowed me to go into game for time. I messed up a little bit. I ended up making 2 sieges and wasn't able to then make an Infinity. Luckily, he had enough to clear off my Infinity, but he sided out his impermanences, which would have won him the game. So I got a bit lucky on that one. And then the Azathoth deck, literally it was 2-1. I won 1 game with Altnin, a bit of a spoiler for what comes up into the deck. And then I just couldn't get round, Azathoth, cool, not doing anything. And then OTK, so yeah, that was no surprise on that one. Anyway, I'm going to take you through the profile, show you exactly what we've got. I'll go through it. There are a couple of questionable things in this. There's a couple of things that I'll change, and I'll tell you as I go. And obviously, this is exactly how it was yesterday, so I'll tell you the changes that I'll make as we go. So, Triple Nashta, incredible card. Incredible. It can revive Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is amazing. So, this card needs to become Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. You can discard 1 other monster, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 machine monster with 2100 attack or defense in your graveyard, special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except machine monsters. Only use the effect of Nashta once per turn. So it was very, very good to give you an instant link off without using your normal summon. And then, of course, you could build off into Infinity and Sieger. Triple Cyber Dragon, quite straightforward on that one. Triple Core, again, straightforward on that one. Triple Hers, considering dropping this down to 2, but it is very, very good to dump off of Nashta if you've already got Cyber Dragon engraved, or, of course, dump it off of Galaxy Soldier. The one Alternin now, I was advised not to play this a couple of times, but it's a nice free summon. So if you were, for example, your opponent has a full board, right? If you normal summon your core, get the search of your core, or bait out your opponent's search in any way of that way, then balance your court and get your Alternin down. Now, obviously, your Alternin is only going to be 500, but it doesn't matter, because as soon as it hits the board, it then resets your opponent's board state, which is great, and you still have the ability for special summons of Nashta, or, of course, if you special summon a Cyber Dragon, you can do the exact same thing and save your normal summon. So there's a lot of ways where this can help, and then it's just a free, even though it's 500, you can then get rid of it into your Link monsters, Or, of course, if you want to, you can make this a huge beat stick and then go through to game. So I actually really, really like Altanin. Triple Galaxy Solar, quite straightforward on that one. And then for the hand traps, triple Ash and double Ogre. These could be any kind of mix-up hand traps you want. Drolls, Ogres, Veilers, anything like that. You even put Kaijus in because you are going second, so that gives you another alternative play as well. For the spells, triple Rev System, triple Repair Plant, triple Emergency, all your search power, revival power, incredibly powerful cards, triple Call by the Grave, double Machine Dupe. Now, the reason I've only got 2 in here is because I forgot to bring my third with me and no one had one on them, so I had to play with 2. Of course, I would put 3 in because being able to Machine Dupe out 2 Cyber Dragons is incredible. Double Instant Fusion, never saw it, never used it, always sided it out. I'll show you my side deck in a minute as well. And then we've got the 1 Monster Reborn, the 1 1-for-1, and the 1 Power Bond. Now, obviously, the 1 Power Bond, again, was questionable in the sense that I will probably now take out the Instant Fusions for more Power Bonds because, of course, that does get you game. Yeah, that, like, the OTK potential that I put in this deck when I built, last minute building it, obviously was quite low. So that's definitely something that will change up. If you've got more money, of course, you can put in your Thanoses into your side decks. You can put in Ponences into your main deck as well. Entirely up to you, but of course, the one thing that I will change straight off the bat is double Instant Fusion into Power Bond. Purely because, I mean, Overload Fusion is also another very good one, but you only need 2 Cyber Dragons, and that gets you the OTK. Now onto the extra deck, again, quite straightforward and standard with the Cyber Dragons. I'll explain what I did use and didn't use and kind of move from there. So, of course, we've got 2 Cyber Dragon Infinities and double Novas. I had to use 2 Novas, I never had to use 2 Infinities. But like I said, you can actually bring back your Infinity and then build up from there. And then, of course, if you Monster Reborn back the Nova, you've got another step up as well. So that's quite straightforward on that one. For the fusions, we've got the 1 Chimera Tech, you know, that actually saved me. Saved me in a couple of games, it was very, very helpful. And then 1 Fortress, more useful if you give them the Kaiju. Don't think I actually used it this time. End Dragon, I brought it off of Cyber Dragon Nova, someone got rid of it, don't know why. So I was like, right, I'll bring out the End Dragon. Panzer Dragon is obviously your Instant Fusion target, your Rampage is obviously your OTK target. And then, of course, I've got 2 Waking the Dragon targets. You know, I knew that there would be a Draco player there, and then any back row hate, so I was like, I'll try out Waking the Dragon. Never worked, never used it, never pulled it, so, you know, these 2 can just go out of the way. And then, of course, for your Link monsters, I've got the 1 Genius, the 1 Link Karibo, and double Sieger. Now, of course, this is where I did falter, and this is where those Waking the Dragon targets will come out, because there was a couple of times where I had 2 monsters on board, but I couldn't link higher if I had my Link Karibo on there, because obviously it's Cyverse and these all can remain 2 machines, so that is just bad building on my behalf. So definitely take these 2 out, and you can put in stuff like Phoenixes if you want to, but you've got to be very, very careful because all your monsters pretty much become Cyber Dragon on the board. Other than that, I'll be looking into, like, I haven't looked properly into it, but any machine link monsters of 3 or above. But the main ones of those are Orcus, so you'd have to play like a little Orcus engine just to use and abuse those. But that is something you can look into. And then, of course, if you wanted to, you could play, you know, fusion targets, more fusion targets for the Nova. But again, it's very, very rare that your opponent, you know, if your opponent knows what Cyber Dragons do, they're not going to touch your, they're not going to touch your Nova. They're going to let you get into Infinity and then strike the Infinity. For the side deck, again, quite straightforward. On this one, there's a couple of little, you know, tweaks and changes. So I've got double Pancratops. This was, when I saw it, it sucked. Because I saw it once when I had the side because it's good to, you know, against Imperial Order, you summon this, get rid of the Imperial Order, then you can bring out your Cyber Dragon because they already control a monster. So it wasn't really there to stall my opponent or give my opponent something more to think about. It's just there, take it off, clear out something, and off you go. Triple evenly matched, just in case I want to go second and I can't stall my opponent out or slow my opponent down. Evenly matched can just clear the board and reset the game state. Twin Twisters, because, you know, sometimes you can put a Cyber Dragon in grave and then use Nashta's effect to summon itself, or just normal summon a Nashta. But dealing with back row is always important. Double Red Reboot, double Waking the Dragon. Obviously, Waking the Dragon will now probably come out. It really depends on your locals. Double Droll, and double Gamma Steel, well not double Gamma Steel, double Kaiju. Now obviously I didn't put the Machine Kaiju in, again that was a silly thing on my behalf. I probably should have put one of the Machine Kaijus in. Never put these in, put Drolls in once, put Dino-Wrestlers, Evenleys, Twins, Reds and Wakens, but now I would take out the Wakens. I would put the Machine Kaiju in. I don't like giving my opponent a 3300 beater unless I absolutely have to. And I'll probably bump up the Drolls, maybe the Dino-Wrestler, I think 2's okay. And then just play around with the side deck a little bit more. Like I said, the side deck was a last minute build as well. But it still worked really, really well. Like, Cyberdragon's got a massive test out. I was not expecting to get as big of a decent run out as I did. Like, I mean, there was quite a lot of varied decks that were out there yesterday. But, you know, it got a full run out. It got near enough the full meta, apart from like a Salamangreat and a like an Orcus Nightmare Danger kind of build. But still having to face up against like an Azathoth, having to face up against Altergeist, having to face up against Tricksters, and of course Dracos, which if you know Dracos open up well enough, they can really, really hurt you. Definitely gave Cyberdragons a run for their money, but it was incredibly fun to play. Like I said, there are a lot of changes that I would make to the deck now. I just thought I would, you know, bring you the report now, as pure as the deck is. There's no point in changing it now and saying, well, this is how it did, because that's not how the deck actually performed yesterday. I'll just explain my choices and changes. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. If there are any dual power deck profiles that you want to see that we haven't done as of yet, again, put those in the comments down below. We will try to get them as quickly as we possible. As you can imagine, I think when dual power first came out, we made a list of what decks that needed updating and doing, and there was like 24 plus decks that needed to be updated or changed or brought to you. So we are working our way through them as quickly as we possibly can. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and as always, guys, happy dueling. What's up, YouTube? Dad here from ZFWarGames. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always guys, happy dueling.